Welcome back to the Bestie-in-Laws podcast.
Yay!
We're getting so good at that, like it's
I know.
actually crazy.
It's not like it's our 7th time doing it or anything.
Oh, I know.
So, how's your week been?
It's been really good. Honestly, haven't done a lot. It's been mostly just work, but not that
Yeah.
bad. I did forget to put clips out this week of last episode's podcast.
You know what? That's okay. Leave them guessing, you know?
Yeah.
Last week was just, it was a surprise, we're back!
Yeah.
Pretty much, but I'm glad to be back. I'm glad we're back.
Oh, absolutely, because this is so fun.
It is so much fun. I've literally, ever since last week, I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Literally. But yeah, I realized that driving on the way here, I was like, I didn't post any clips.
It's okay. It's fine. We all Gucci. We still have people listen to it, so it's great.
Yeah. And at like 2 a.m. last night, I gave myself bangs again.
I know, they look so good.
Well, this morning. Because at first I started out and I cut them.
Mm-hmm.
Like just a little bit. And
Mhm.
then I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to put the scissors down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I woke up this morning and I had my glam on. And then I was like, uh-oh. So then I started cutting again.
Oh, gosh.
And then here we are.
But they look great. I love
Thank you
them.
so
I love them
much.
so much.
I'm obsessed with them. And like, at first I was like, maybe it's not my thing and I quit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just because I didn't style them how I wanted them. And now
Mhm.
they're like styled and everything. And I like them a lot.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I love them.
And then I decided that I'm going full blonde. Like, all the
really?
brown is going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
She's grown out right now, but I finally decided, like, I want to do, like, a nice, like, just solid color.
Mm-hmm.
Because my hair is, like, 20 different colors. Like, this is honey, and this one's, like, bleach blonde, and then this is, like, brown, and this right here look kind of red. Like, I don't know what's going on with her.
It's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was your week?
It was pretty good. You know, I can kind of talk about one of the reasons why it was such a bad week the week before last. We got a new supervisor at work.
Oh, okay.
And he's not been on second shift just yet. He was training on first shift. And I think he's gonna be pretty good. You know, it is gonna take some getting used to because I did want the position. And I thought that I was qualified for the position, but you know what? Taking this as a learning curve. I need to do better at my job, whatever, you know, like we'll be fine, we'll be good. But that happened, and that's pretty much consumed my whole week because
What's a big change?
yeah,
Something like that.
well, and I was like, I'm really close with my current supervisor, and it was just really hard last week or the week before last, because I was just so like sad, I guess. But like, I was upset that I did get passed over and all that good stuff, but you know, that's fine. But I'm mainly sad because, well, not really sad, but mainly upset at the fact that I won't be able to, like, I'll see her because she's going to first shift, but like, she won't be my supervisor anymore, and it's kind of sad.
Aww.
But
well, at least you'll still get to see her.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it's like she's gone forever.
Yeah, like when they retire, and it's so sad. But you know, other than that, I mean, life's been treating me pretty well. A little life update for you all. Mara found this out not too long ago. You know how last week I was saying that we had 2 rats? Thought it was we thought they were 2 females, Olive and Elsa. Turns out Olive is really an Oliver.
That is so funny. I come in, I was like, I have to say hi, and you're like, well.
Fun fact, dude's got some big old balls. Like, and poor thing was sick. Like, he kept sneezing.
Oh my gosh, I witnessed him sneezing. I know it's bad because he's like not feeling good, but it was the cutest thing I probably ever heard in my entire life.
I mean, he is so adorable and so cute and so itty bitty because, you know, he's still a baby.
And he's kind of shy.
Oh, he's very shy. And the thing is that Elsa, like, I'll have to film them and give you clips to post.
Yeah.
But they, like, Elsa, the second you walk up to the cage, is like, hi, who are you? Hi, how, like, huh?
I want to be your friend.
I want to be your friend. And then Oliver runs straight into the house and he hides. And like, I have to open the house in order to get him out. But when we took him to the vet, because fun fact, took him to the vet because he was sneezing and he was pretty sick. But luckily we got it before it went into his lungs. And if rats get pneumonia or tuberculosis or bronchitis or anything, it tends to end not very well.
Yeah.
So the doctor was telling us like, "This is a good job on your part. Like, thank you for bringing them in, whatever." Um, but
They
we
give
took
it rat medicine.
Yeah, we have a little vial of antibiotics. We have to give both of them, and it's so cute. They're so precious. They do squirm when you try to feed them, though. So we have to, like, me and my husband both have to hold them down in order to feed them both.
Yeah, because you know they don't like it.
Yeah,
They're like, what is it?
yeah. But when we took him to the vet, like Oliver, he wanted to be in the doctor's business so bad. Like, doctor had his like little like light thing that you use to examine eyes and like the back of
Yeah.
your throat or whatever. He had one of those sitting on the table, and then he had a stethoscope. Oliver wanted to be all up in his business. And like whenever he was trying to hold him to examine him and like listen to him, he just kept crawling and behind his head and
Oh my
sniffling his
god.
ear, and the doctor even giggled because the
Oh.
little like the scratchiness of his whiskers, I guess,
Yeah.
tickled him. It was great.
Oh, that's so cute,
But
actually.
you you go up to Oliver and he's hiding, running away, hiding underneath Elsa,
Yeah.
but then goes to the doctor. He wants to be all up in his business, and I'm like, what the heck, dude?
Maybe he's sexist.
I I don't know.
Is he like that to Jonathan?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh.
But like, we feed you, bro.
Maybe it's just weird.
I don't know. But like, we feed you,
We
bro.
feed you, bro.
So what's the issue?
He might just be weird.
I guess so. Speaking of weird, what's the song of the week this week?
Okay, the
I
song
don't know
of
why I said speaking of weird, but
No, you're good. That was a good transition. You really said, "Hey, new segment."
Uh,
But no, so my song of the week is "This Kiss" by Faith Hill because I think it's very. Thank you for that demo,
Oh, you're
ma'am.
welcome. In case y'all didn't know.
Because I think it's right now it's the song of the season. It's almost Valentine's Day. It's
Mhm.
Friday. And it's just very fitting, I think.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Also just one of the childhood favorites.
Mhm. It's a really good one.
Mhm.
I am gonna say this song, but it's already on our playlist because I'm an outfit not an outfit repeater. I'm a song repeater.
That's okay. If you want to
Um,
shout it out again, you're allowed.
well, I got technically two, so one's a new one, one's a repeat.
Okay.
The repeat is not necessarily one that I've said, but like it's So High School by Taylor Swift. It's
Hmm.
on the Tortured Poets department.
Which the whole
The whole
album
album.
is on the playlist.
If you can't tell, I'm a big Swiftie, hence why I'm wearing my Taylor Swift lover cardigan, and my slippers say Taylor Swift or Taylor's version, in case you were wondering. But I figured going in because it is Super Bowl Sunday currently,
It is.
so
And I
going in.
couldn't care nothing about the Super or the Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
I'm really just there for the Kendrick Lamar show. Like,
I missed opportunity. By the way, they could have had
mhm.
Taylor. I
I,
mean, come on.
well, they might have Taylor. You
Oh,
never
she
know.
might come out and they could do Bad Blood
Exactly.
because he's Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Thank you. I ain't a Swiftie. I know knew that,
Yeah.
so I think I'm doing pretty good.
That's one of the reasons why I'm gonna be watching.
Period. I'm
Um,
gonna go home and edit this. That's what I'm gonna do.
um, but so high school, just because of it's Taylor and Travis and all that stuff.
Hmm.
But the second one, dude, I don't know what it is in me, but anything. Okay, I will narrow it down. But I have been in a big Nelly mood. But the biggest
Period.
thing, Dilemma by Nelly. Oh my god, I don't know why it's been on repeat.
Didn't you see Nelly last year?
Yes, last year I saw Nelly in concert
That's so
with
cool.
Bone Thugs and Harmony and Ashanti. Yeah,
Mhm.
I saw all three of them in concert. It was great. But Dilemma, oh, it has been stuck in my head. It has been living rent free
How
up
does
here.
that go?
Oh, hang on. Hold on. I'm gonna give you all a little preview. Actually, probably not because
You
that
can't
will get
because we'll get
demonetized. Not copyright.
copyright.
But this is for Mara only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's all you had to play.
Love you.
Okay, gotcha.
And I need you.
I didn't know that. I didn't know the name of that one. Like the
Well,
actual
and the
name
thing
of that
is
song.
the word dilemma is not in the song whatsoever.
I was about to say I didn't think so because I didn't know that was the name.
Yeah, I know. I didn't either until I
I
went to
thought
the
it was called
concert.
Nelly. I Love You. I don't know.
I love you. Oh, you know. Need you.
Or it was called like Oh, yeah. I don't know.
um, but yeah, those two songs, "So High School" and "Dilemma,"
Mm,
are top tier.
that's
I don't.
iconic.
This week for some reason I don't know.
So I know that Valentine's Day is coming up. So I
Mhm.
thought that this week we could talk about not only our dates that
Mhm.
are crazy or bad or whatever. We can
Mhm.
also talk about a good one if we want because we
Mhm.
can.
Mhm.
But also I thought we would hop over to Reddit and actually get some
Dude.
stories and stuff because this is a segment we've been wanting to try. Is
Mhm.
like going on Reddit and doing like maybe a couple Reddit stories or one or two or something
Mhm.
like that per episode if that's
Mhm.
something you guys want to see.
Yeah, always give us feedback,
Yeah.
especially if it's when we're introducing you stuff like this.
And again, I really want to do like a segment too where we ask questions, or you
Mhm.
guys ask us questions and we answer it live here on the podcast.
Mhm.
Well, live for us, but I guess not live for you. But it would be cool to do a live podcast one
It
day.
would so much fun.
Manifesting that. But
Yes.
anyway, do you have like a date story that's like,
Um, not really crazy, but like my first ever date.
yeah?
Um, so I'll set the scene. Like it's not really crazy, but it's more of like it was very, very awkward for the both of us.
Oh yeah. See, that
it,
can that can like basically mean like, hey, this was not a great date.
well, it wasn't. So my very first date, like me and a dude going out by ourselves, whatever. I was working at Burger King at the time, and I had a crush on two of the guys that I worked with. One guy I dated when in elementary school, so it wasn't really dating. But we had both grown up, and like he was still pretty attractive. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
You're like, he's so
he's
hot.
so hot. It was him and his best friend, and I kind of went away from him and more into his best friend because his best friend like gave me the attention back, it's whatever. So me and this guy, his name, we'll call him Bobby. I mean, whatever. So me and Bobby, we are texting each other on Facebook, whatever. We're big chillin', whatever. Um, and I'm spent how the day got set up is I'm spending the night at my mama's house. And she did have a spare bedroom, kind of. I more of stayed in the living room until I wanted to fall asleep, and then I
Mhm.
went to the bedroom because there wasn't a TV in there. Or I would just sleep in the living room. That's pretty much it. Um, so I'm in the living room, chatting with him, and he's like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I'm off of work, whatever." And he's like, "What, do you want to go see a movie?" And I'm like,
Ooh. And you were like, oh my gosh,
I was
yes.
like, "Wait, you want to go see a movie with me? Like for real, for real? Like, come on." And he was like, "Yeah, let's go." And so we went to the movie the next day. He had to go into work at like 1 or something, so it was earlier in the day. Um, so we go to the movie. We're watching Incredibles 2. A 3-hour long movie.
That movie is very long.
It is very long, but it was so good because I loved The Incredibles growing up, and so this movie was just very nostalgic for me.
Mhm.
So we're sitting there, we're watching it, and we go in, and he gets us popcorn, and he gets each of us a drink.
I was about to say, did he
I
get you some snacks?
well, yes, and he bought the ticket, like he paid for everything. It was great, whatever. Um, and then we get in the movie, we're sitting there, like we have like a little bit of an interaction
Mhm.
as we're waiting for the movie to start, but it is so awkward. Like but the transition between text messages and actual conversation did not.
Sometimes it doesn't mesh well.
No.
The chemistry is just not there, and sometimes that's just okay.
And like I was super super nervous of like, oh my god, like it's my first ever date, and he was just like so nonchalant, whatever. Um, so when the movie starts, I wanted to like hold his hand or like get close with him or whatever. And like we were sharing the armrest because he's on the left hand side of me.
Yeah.
So we're sharing an armrest, and he had the popcorn in his lap. And so I like reached over, ate me a couple bites of popcorn, and then from where I kept having to reach over to get the popcorn, he just gave me the popcorn.
Mhm.
And I was like, dude, like that's not what I wanted to happen. Like, I want to have like the physical intimacy because
Yeah, to
I'm a
get
big
yeah.
like I just like and maybe
You wanted the vibe to be there.
exactly. Um and so he gives me the popcorn, whatever. So I have it sitting in my lap, like so awkward. Have it sitting in my lap. I stop eating it completely because I'm like, I'm not gonna like. I don't. That's awkward, you know.
Yeah, it is because then he has to go
Yes, like
and
he
like
has
grab into the popcorn.
exactly, and like this is a
So what
large.
did that fix?
Absolutely nothing. Okay. And it was a large popcorn, and
Yeah,
so sorry if y'all barely hear me. I'm like trying to use my hands and the microphone I'm holding here. I could, well, I could.
you could clip it. Yeah.
I don't know how well this is gonna go, but I clipped it. So the popcorn's sitting in my lap, and I keep like nudging my hand over, and like my drink's in this one because I'm sitting in the aisle seat.
Mm-hmm.
I keep trying to reach for my drink. I'd take a couple sips, put it down, and like I want to like get close with him to potentially, have a handhold situation.
Oh,
You know what this mother trucker did?
what did he do?
He yanks his arm away, puts the thing up, and then like scooches over as like to get as far away from me as possible. And I'm
Oh,
like,
you're on a date.
exactly. And I'm like, dude,
Wait, full disclosure, did you like tell him like y'all were on the same page that this was a date? Like
yes.
it's not just two friends hanging out. Like it was an
Yeah, like it was
intentional
an
date.
intentional date. Like in the text messages the night before, um, he was like, "You want to go see a movie?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Don't be all blushing or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not, whatever." And he goes, "Oh, I know you are." And I was like, "So is this a date?" And he was like, "If you want it to be."
Okay, period. So
And
he's being flirty,
yeah,
but then when it actually comes to like physical emotion and like being there in
yes,
public, he's scared.
exactly.
What a little boy.
I know. Um, but so he does all that, like wants nothing to do with me.
That is terrible.
And we go we like movie's over. I'm like pouting, like, dude, are you freaking kidding me?
Mm.
I watched the movie. I'm peed off. He's peed off. Whatever. So we leave, and we parked next to each other.
Did you?
Um.
Okay, question. When you got out,
Uh
like the
huh.
movie's done,
Uh huh.
did you all? Was there any words exchanged?
It was a. Oh, that movie was really good. Yeah, that was really good. Toss the popcorn, toss the drinks. Like literally large popcorn, 5 bites taken out of it, and they were all taken by me.
Oh my
Um,
god!
so and like he put it in my lap, and I just refused to stop eating. I was like, no, I'm not gonna eat this. No, I'm gonna be petty like that. So we have like a little bit of small talk of like, yeah, that was a good one, whatever. Like we all have to do this again, whatever,
Yeah.
small talk crap. Um, we continue to walk out of the mall. We go to the parking lot. We're parked next to each other. Um, he's putting on his work shoes because he had already had his pants on, and then was putting on his shoes, and all he had to do was change his shirt, put the like actual work shirt over top of it.
Okay, I was going to say, did he go in with a Burger King shirt?
No, he did not. He was wearing a regular shirt.
Not
So
that that matters.
if
But.
we were standing there, like I was standing with him as he was putting his shoes on, and he was like, "That was really nice." I was like, "Yeah, that was nice." And I was like, "That's the first." Like he knew that. Like I was like, "That's the first time I ever went out on a date with a man before." And she, wow.
What?
And
Just kidding.
he said, he was like, "Yeah, that like I've been on a couple dates before." And I was like,
Well, you probably suck at it. I'm sorry. I'm
well,
sorry.
I was like, I told him, I was like, "That's probably the worst date you've ever been on." And he goes, "You're right, it was." And I was like, I
No!
was like, "Excuse me?" And he goes, "What? I'm not lying." And I'm like, "I kind of wish you were."
Are
Like,
you joking me?
and
Like
then
that blunt? Like, yeah, it
yeah,
kind of was
yeah, it
bad.
kind of was bad.
You pushed away from me.
Exactly.
Are you kidding
And I'm
me?
like,
That's
are we supposed to
insane.
have like like a very like cathartic conversation as we're watching Incredibles 2? Like,
Are we
were we
supposed to talk about marriage and kids?
in the freaking movie?
Like, what's he gonna do? Come in and kiss you at whenever Jack's like beating them down?
I
Like,
don't know. I have no idea. Honey, where's my super soup?
yeah, like
Like
is that the vibe? Like,
I
I
don't,
don't get it.
I
That's a
don't either.
family-friendly movie.
Exactly, and I don't want to be having conolingus in the back of the theater.
Yeah.
So it's just, it was a situation.
The fact that he had openly admitted that too is like
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Dude, it was terrible. And then, so he gets his shoes on, whatever, and I was like, well, you have a good day at work, whatever. And he goes, uh-huh. And then he gets
He
to
said,
work, uh-huh. And I was like, bye, and he's bye. So we go on our merry way. The next day,
He block you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But his car broke down, and he needed a ride to work. And I had to go to work.
Oh.
So he texts me. He's like, hey, can you pick me up from my house and take me to work? Like, we both work the same shift.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. So
Oh, no.
I pick him up. I take him to work. Everything's fine. Like, we're bantering back and forth like we did. Like, and his friend's there, the one that I dated in elementary school, whatever. Like, we're all there. We're having a good time, whatever. And then he comes up to me and he goes, I don't want you to take me home. I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, we're Gucci. The manager comes to me and is like, I think you should go home early. I was like,
What?
why?
What?
And
Okay, hold on. So you had taken him to work,
yes.
and then he said, "I don't want you to take
Like,
me
this
home."
is right before we're about to, like, it's like, I think we were supposed to get off at like 10 or something,
Mhm.
and this is at like 8:30.
Okay.
And he's like, I don't want you to take me home. I was
Okay.
like, okay. And then the doctor, wow, my brain, my manager comes up to me. She goes, I think you should go home early. I was like, okay. Um, so I'm like, did I do something wrong? Like, she's a family friend of ours.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Someone, yeah. Anyway, um, so what was that? So I was like, is everything okay? Like, did I do something wrong? And she goes, I just think out of the benefit for both of you all, I think I'll just have y'all scheduled at separate times. And I'm like,
What?
excuse me?
What did he tell her?
I have no idea. Because I still to this day have no idea, but never worked with him again. He quit 3 weeks later. But I was just like, what? Was it that
Wonder what she
bad?
said. She probably said like y'all screwed in the back or something.
Dude.
What in the world?
No. That, like, I don't know, but
That's so weird.
it was weird. And I was like,
But she wasn't mean about it, was she?
No, she was like, I think for the benefit of both of you, I would just won't have you scheduled together at the same time anymore. And I'm like, okay, but like, why? And like, why send me home early when he asked me to pick him up and bring him to work?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like,
that makes no sense.
I don't know, but like, that's one of, like, it wasn't, I didn't think
That's
it was
the
a terrible
weirdest date that I've
It's
ever.
like,
Yeah.
it's not that it was terrible. It was just like, it was so weird afterwards.
Yeah.
And then me and my husband were talking about it whenever we first started, or whenever I was moving out of my old house into this house, or out of my parents' house into this house.
Yeah.
We were going through memory lane and whatever, and there was a picture I had, like, on my first date, and he was like on the caption or whatever, it was from a Snapchat or an Instagram reel or whatever, or an Instagram story, and it said first date, like my first ever real date. And he goes, oh, who'd you go on a date with? And I was like, oh, Bobby. And he goes, Bobby? I was like, yeah. And he goes, like, Bobby Boo? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, dude, like, I went to school with him and he was a piece of crap.
Really?
I was like, huh? Yeah, apparently him and Bobby Boo were not friends and whatever. But it's like, he
your
knew
husband?
him. My husband knew him and
Oh,
did not like him.
That's so awkward.
But it was just like, yeah, I went on a date with him and it ruined everything because I liked him a lot. But then, yeah, turns out, like, after he quit, a month later got a girl pregnant and now they're married. I mean, congratulations, but
Oh my.
it was the weirdest interaction ever in my entire lifetime.
Yeah, sounds like it. Oh my goodness.
But anyway, enough about me.
No, I
What?
love hearing about it. I like to hear you talk.
I like to hear you talk. So you
Oh.
tell me a story.
Okay. So, once upon a time. I'm just kidding. Very good. I get it. You have to have a tea break.
in my throat. It's a Pal's tea.
Period. I wish they would sponsor us. Oh.
Dude. The day they do.
But my doctor said I'm pre-diabetic, so I can't have no like peachy tea like I usually do. But my mom said everybody's pre-diabetic, but I don't think that's
Yeah.
right.
I've
Is that true?
I was a pre-diabetic since the age of 9, so I believe it that everybody's a pre-diabetic.
Oh, okay.
So I don't
Because I
believe
was like,
nobody.
I'm not like bad.
Mhm. You don't
Because
believe.
my mom said don't worry like that. Because I told her I was like I'm gonna have to like change everything.
Mhm.
And she's like, girl, she's like, your dad's a pre-diabetic. She's like, I probably am.
Mhm.
And then Michaela said that if I was pre-diabetic, then she is diabetic. So I don't know. I have been trying to drink more water, but
Mhm.
that's besides the point.
Mhm.
Anyway, I just love pals, and that's all I want to say about that.
If you don't have a pals near you,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I'll say a prayer for you tonight.
Yeah, me too. So I guess I'll talk about the first date that I was on after I left my very long relationship that I had.
Mhm.
So it was like the date I went on before I met Carl Dean.
Mhm.
Because Carl Dean has been nothing but the sweetest, and all our dates are
Mhm.
great, and I absolutely just love him so much, and
Mhm.
he's the sweetest human.
Mhm.
Um, so anyway, so this is before that. Just want
Mhm.
to preface. So I finally had the after all that and going through it, and I'd got out of therapy and everything, and I thought, well, maybe I'll try to go on a date with somebody.
Mhm.
Because I hadn't been on a first date or anything like that since I was 18 years old.
Mhm.
So it was very scary, like going into the dating scene and not having
Mhm.
any, like, just scared, I guess,
Mhm.
of getting hurt again.
Mhm.
And I go and I meet this guy, and this is whenever I had what was that? Hinge.
Mhm.
Okay, so I had Hinge, and I was this was before we even started the podcast or anything.
Mhm.
It was just before all that. But
Mhm.
I don't know if I told you about this or not. But
I don't know if you have or not either.
anyway, so I'm talking to this guy.
Mhm.
He's a little geeky in a
Mhm.
good way at first, sweet, very
Mhm.
nice, very handsome. Okay, very
Mhm.
good looking. And what caught my eye too is he had a Mustang.
Mhm.
Okay, and it was like really nice Mustang. Like it
Mhm.
was just stunning. Okay, and he said he was 6 foot tall. Like I was like, so I'm gonna have a tall, fine man who drives a
Mhm.
Mustang. Like this is
Yeah.
everything for me.
Checks
Um,
all the boxes.
yeah, and he was
Yeah.
really, really nice. And anyway, so we planned to go to Chili's.
Mhm.
Okay,
Hey, Chili's is a great place.
I love Chili's. We started this in a
Yeah,
Chili's.
and started my marriage at a Chili's. Well, not marriage, my relationship, but yeah, that's where we
I
had
love
our
you
first
guys.
date
Oh my
at.
gosh.
Thank
Anyway,
you. I love
anyways,
you.
so I get to this Chili's. Okay,
Mhm.
I am, I'm dressed in like a casual little sweet little date outfit.
Mhm.
I didn't wear a dress or nothing crazy like that because that's
Mhm.
just too much.
Yeah.
But anyway, I look good though
Yeah.
because I had a new pair of eyelashes on. I just felt so cute,
Mhm.
and I go in and I meet him.
Mhm.
Okay, and mind you, I've only texted him for like a week,
Mhm.
and like I had never like spoke to him in person or anything like that.
Mhm.
So I didn't know what he sounded like, didn't know that kind of thing or anything.
Mhm.
I just knew he was pretty, and
Mhm.
that's it. Yeah.
Pretty and drive the Mustang.
So I pull in with my Mustang at this
Mhm.
Chili's, okay, and I'm looking around for his Mustang, okay,
Mhm.
looking around, I don't see it, and I'm just like,
Oh.
oh, yeah, I'm getting stood up because it
Yeah.
was the time we were supposed to be there. Well, then I see somebody waving at me from a truck,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, it's him. So I go and like I move my car over to him,
Mhm.
and I get out, and he's like, hello, and he has a very high voice,
Mhm.
and that's fine. But what really got me was he wasn't driving a Mustang. I was like, man, where's
Yeah.
that Mustang at?
Yeah.
So
Especially
so
if
we
that's something that you clicked over.
well, I like it wasn't a big deal, but I was just like,
Mhm.
and also I noticed that he was not 6 foot, so
Oh.
he catfished me, guys. He didn't have a
Uh-huh.
Mustang, and he was not 6 foot tall. He's the same height as me. I might have been an inch taller,
Oh.
but anyway. That's not even that. That's just funny. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I found out the reason he didn't have a Mustang is
Mhm.
because he sold it to pay for his great aunt's funeral because they didn't have the money to pay
Oh
for it.
my god.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet, but like, could never
Mhm.
be me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love my family and I'd do anything for them, but I
Mhm.
would not sell that pony outside. I would not do
No.
it. I would rather like sell feet pics and like raise money for them
Yeah.
than sell my car.
Yeah.
I could think of a million other things to do. Pick up
Yeah.
another job, you know.
Yeah.
Go flip some hamburgers after I'm done flipping pills, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so we go in the Chili's, okay?
Mhm.
You know, I'm like, it's fine, you know, it ain't a big deal. But I felt like so rude because I was like, oh, where's your Mustang? And then he told
Mhm.
me that, and I felt like a jerk. I was like,
Mhm.
foot in mouth.
Yeah.
But anyway, we go, we sit down, everything's fine.
Mhm.
Well, then,
Mhm.
okay, this is when I started getting uncomfy.
Mhm.
He started saying, what's your favorite Star Wars character? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't hush about stuff like that.
Mhm.
Love Star Wars. Sit there, talked about that our whole date.
Mhm.
I barely got a word in, but I did get a triple dipper,
Mhm.
and I was sitting there eating. I was like, and I just told him Princess Leia because I think she's like stunning. So
Yeah.
I just picked her.
Yeah.
But
Which is
anyway,
a very valid pick, in my opinion.
thank you. But the whole time he gave me Sheldon Cooper vibes. I'm like, this is Sheldon Cooper. Talk like him. I mean, it was crazy, but he was pretty. Like he just was pretty. He had little black glasses on,
Mhm.
and I was like, you were so beautiful, but like, why are you Sheldon Cooper? Not that Sheldon Cooper's not like attractive, but he's not my
Yeah.
type.
Yeah.
But like, this man looked like I don't know. He didn't look like that. He would do that. And then I'm like, okay. But anyway, he worked at like a car dealership or something.
Mhm.
But he was cool, I
Mhm.
guess, for that reason. But he just kept talking about Star Wars. I was like trying to talk about something else. And
Mhm.
he was like saying something about the Death Star. I'm like, sure, you know.
Absolutely.
And I mean, he paid the bill and everything.
Mhm.
And we were walking out, and he goes, "Do you want to kiss me?" And I was like, "I guess."
Oh my
So
god.
I kissed him
Uh-huh.
just to see. Bad idea. He like spit in my mouth by accident.
Oh, ew.
Like kind
That's
of like a
gross.
little bit of it. So
Mhm.
when me and Carl Dean like first kissed, I was like, "Please don't spit in my mouth." He goes, "What?" And I had to tell him that
Uh-huh.
story. But anyway, um, so so we go out back to the car. You know, I just
Uh-huh.
had kissed him, just
Yeah.
no emotion.
Is
I
that just something? Do you want to kiss me?
sure. I
Okay.
said, "All right." But the thing is, we had no chemistry. Didn't talk about like relationship stuff because usually
Mhm.
you talk about like what you want in a relationship and like stuff that you like expect. I don't know.
Yeah, or like what you want for your life, your dreams, goals, aspirations.
Yeah. So I just like okay.
Mhm.
And I hadn't kissed anybody in a long time, so I was like, sure, you know,
Mhm.
Mama needs some loving. You know,
Yeah.
she's sad and lonely.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't worth. I shouldn't have, but
Mhm.
eh. And then as I was going back in my car, I was like, well, bye. You know, I didn't know what
Mhm.
to say. So he goes, "Do you want to go back to my house?"
Uh.
And I'm like, "No, I'm okay. I think I'm gonna go home, honey." That's how
Oh.
I said it. You know. He goes, "No, do you want to go back to my home and like?" And he said
Uh.
that like just out in public in front of God and everybody.
Oh my god.
And I said, "No, I'm gonna go home, honey."
Mhm.
And then I got in my car and blocked him on my way home.
That is just why not just why even bother with the date part
Yeah,
if
I
that's
know.
all you
If that's all
want?
he wanted, but like again, surprised me because this Sheldon Cooper, okay,
Mhm.
and I was like, dude, I didn't expect
Huh?
that to come out of this man's voice. I was
Yeah.
like, huh? It took very much took me by surprise. I went, I'm sorry, what?
Say that again, but like in a normal.
But he goes, "Do you want to go back to my house?" I'm like, "No, I'm okay."
Mhm.
Because I thought, you know, maybe you just want to hang out or something after.
Yeah.
Because that was not the vibe that he was putting down, so I
Mhm.
didn't think that. And then the second time, it's like he thought that I didn't get that.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to do, and I was like, I'm good.
No, did you not hear me the first time I said I want to go
I
home
said,
to my
I'm
house?
going to my house. Bye, honey. Like I
Bye.
talked to him like a child because it was like it wasn't going through. So I was like, I'm going home. Like goodbye,
Goodbye.
goodbye. You
Nice
know.
knowing ya.
But it was crazy. I was like, this is insane. I was like, is this what dating's like? And like, I was just, the whole way home, I didn't cry or nothing about
Mhm.
it. I was just like, Like my face was like this the whole time, like
Like,
just confusion. I
what
was
was
like,
that?
"What just happened?"
It's
Because it
like,
didn't feel real. But
uh,
hey, I did get a free meal at Chili's
hey,
and a story to tell on this podcast. So,
listen, I will always go for a free meal at Chili's.
oh, I know it
Trust
was
me.
so good. And I asked for extra ranch, and he didn't judge me, so that was good.
Yeah, I mean, there was one. This is nothing to do with it. Back in Gatlinburg, um, in January, I ate a bubblegum shrimp
Oh
on
my
Thursday night.
gosh, yeah,
Freaking love it. And I got chicken tenders because why not? You know, I love chicken tenders. I'm not a huge seafood person,
I
but
love
that's
seafood.
beside the point. I love sushi, don't like seafood. But I got chicken tenders, and I look at the waiter and I said, I want a bunch of ranch. She brings me one thing. I said, no sugar. I need like 4 things of ranch. And so she brings me like 4 more. I'm halfway through my meal, and I ask her for a couple more because, like, I am a sauce connoisseur. Like,
Yes,
I
if
can't
it's
eat
ranch, oh my
one. I
gosh,
can't eat nothing. Like, if it's fried food, yes, I want it crispy, but I can't be dry. You know,
yeah,
it's
you
gotta
have to
have.
have a dip.
Yeah, I've gotta have some lubrication in my mouth as it goes down. You know,
Yeah,
and prefer if it tastes like ranch and looks like ranch
yeah,
and not blue cheese. You know, because blue cheese is disgusting.
yeah,
You know, I love me a good ranch. You know,
absolutely. I
but
couldn't eat blue cheese.
no, it's disgusting. So do you want to hop into these Reddit stories?
I'm down. I'm excited to see like what it entails.
Dude, I found 2 and they're pretty long, so you'll have to bear with me. I'm not a great reader, but
It's okay. You got this.
they they're a doozy, trust me. So this is from Tinder date stories on Reddit. And the title is "This is my first Tinder date and it was awful."
Oh,
Um, so this is how it starts. It says, "So I'm in Virginia. We have a state fair around the end of September to the beginning of October. I, female 18, matched with this boy, male 19. We were talking for a while before we actually linked up. Well, the second week of the state fair comes, and he asked if I wanted to go. I said, sure, why not? I wanted to see the animals and he wanted to go for the food. We set the plan and the date, and we were going to meet at Buffalo Wild Wings before we went. As we come to our table, the server asked what we wanted. I got mozzarella sticks and a Mountain Dew. He got wings, hot dogs, and some other things as well. After we finished
dang,
eating,
he's grubbing.
yeah,
Sorry,
he's
just to
like,
say.
yeah, he's a hungry. I was gonna say hungry hippo, but you know it is what it is. After we finished eating, the server brings us our check, and she put it on one, so he paid for it and demanded me pay him back for my $10 meal.
Okay, sorry. So that alone to start off.
Yeah.
So he paid for it, yet he was like,
I'll pay for it, but you gotta pay me back the $10
"That's insane, actually."
for
Because
her.
I mean, all she got was mozzarella
I think
sticks and
said a
a
Mountain
dude.
Dew. Yeah,
That's actually crazy.
yeah, and demanded the $10 back, and I was like, bro.
That's insane.
I laughed. I laughed it off. Okay, we drive separately to the state fair. He's following me. We park and
He's
meet.
following you. Sorry.
We park and meet back up as soon as we start walking to the entrance of the state fair to get our tickets. And as we are, he looks at me and says, "If anybody asks, you're my sister." When we get
What?
when we get to the stand,
Red
I
flag.
paid for him to get in. Like instantly, you're my sister, and then she paid for him to get into the
Okay, so
fair.
then you paid for my meal and like paid for him to get in. That's
Yeah,
fine. I think that's fair.
that's equal.
But like, I bet he's still gonna ask for $10.
I guarantee you.
He's giving me that vibes. But also red flag. If okay, so we went to the rodeo.
Mhm.
Me and Carl Dean.
Uh huh.
If I would have walked up in there and he would have said, "You're my sister," I'd be like, I said, "My sister's about to be here with her man. I'm about
Yeah.
to leave."
Yeah.
You know,
Like I will turn around and walk away from this establishment.
that's insane.
Yes.
Oh, continue. I'm
Uh,
getting heated already. I'm getting hot.
well, try. This is a long paragraph, and it's gonna get you hot even more. We can turn the
Okay.
fan up if we need to.
Lord.
After we get in, we got to the main part of the fair and look around to see what to do. Well, I asked him if we could go see the cows, and he, quote unquote, jokingly said, "We already are. You're beside me," calling me a cow
This is
because
their
of how
first
big I
date,
am.
right?
First date. met him on Tinder, matched him on Tinder,
I'm sorry.
and says, uh, we already are. You're beside me, calling me a cow because of how big I am. And then in parentheses, it says, I'm definitely not skinny. I'm about 250 pounds, which is how much I weigh.
But that's mean.
If somebody were to tell me I look like a cow, again, turn around, walk out, like blocking you on the way out.
And then your best friend would come and murder. I mean,
Exactly.
unalive.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we gotta be friendly.
Sorry.
Um,
If you say bad things about my best friend, I'll unalive you.
Same here.
Unbreath.
Unbreathed. So as we go to see the animals, we pass by a couple places to get him some sweet food to eat. I don't eat any of them. I wasn't hungry after he literally just called me out of how big I was.
I was about to say, he literally just told her she was a cow, yet she just got mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
And he ate like
He get wings, hot dogs,
and
and
all
other
this other
stuff.
stuff.
And then
the
gets
thing is,
sweets.
his bill alone was probably $40 in this
Yeah.
economy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This was from last year, so that
Yeah.
just tells you how recently these men are.
And then also, like, he's getting a sweet treat and she's not.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, if I just had a do and some mozzarella sticks,
Uh-huh.
I'd be going to get me like a little funnel cake or something.
Exactly.
This is what making
Especially
me want
at
a
a
funnel
fair,
cake.
dude.
Yeah.
Or some deep fried Oreos.
Oh, or
Love
strawberry
'em.
on stick. The strawberry,
Oh,
the
yes.
chocolate covered strawberries, but they
Yes.
put like cheesecake in them.
Uh-huh. So good. We walk around looking at the animals, and on the way back to the main part of the fair, I was walking a little bit behind him, and he's taking a picture of himself, and he says, "Can you move? I'm trying to take a picture for my streaks and hose." So I did, in utterly disgust. Like,
He said, "Move.
like,
I've got hose."
yes, like they're more important than you are. Go.
I hate.
Yeah.
I hate that.
That gets under my skin.
I would leave then. Why is she
Yes.
still here? Why is
I
she
don't-
still here? There's so many.
I
I think I
don't-
can count on my hand right now. There's like 5 red flags already.
Yes.
I would not be there.
Me too.
Count me out.
Would turn around, walk out, goodbye.
I wouldn't even have made it to the fair.
No.
Him being like demanding $10. I'd be like, take that
Yes.
$10 and shove it.
Shove it where the sun don't shine. So he also then showed me all of the girls that were mad that they didn't get the invite, which was extremely rude.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, literally was
He
like,
showed.
you see all them girls? Be glad you're here because they aren't. Like,
That is.
I would take his phone and chuck it
I don't want
into
you.
the cattle pen.
I'd be like, I don't want you.
no.
You are the devil.
Gross.
That's evil.
Gross. You need to go home and take a shower because that's disgusting.
What did he want
behavior.
here? Like, what did he want here?
I don't know, dude.
Oh.
We got to this inside part where they were having clothing stands, and I look at this sweatshirt. I asked the man at the stand if they had a 2XL in it because women's clothes run small for me. And he was looking at the guy I'm with, laughs at me. Like the dude at the clothing stand that she's buying stuff laughs at her because she's with this dude, you know?
Oh.
And
He's laughing because he's getting business?
I guess, I don't know. I buy the sweatshirt and we walk around more. Well, we walk around more. We sat down and I was snapping my best friend, female 18, and he's seen her and asked if he could get her snap. I immediately said no.
What?
What's her snap? I want that. Like,
Oh, I was looking over here. You were doing that, so I was like, yeah, what am I looking at?
What's her snap?
Are you
No.
serious?
Yeah. He got fussy about that, which I didn't.
He's on a date. Did he forget?
I guess, or maybe he's just looking.
Does he think she really is his sister? You reckon?
I don't know. Maybe that's.
Maybe he's slow.
I don't know. But like, yeah, I'm just chilling with my sister at the fair, even though this is a complete random stranger of Barb.
I wonder who asked out who first. Because I mean, come on, what are your intentions, dude?
To screw. That's it.
Well, we don't know yet, but still.
He immediately got fussy about it, which I didn't care at all. About 15 minutes go by, and we started walking around the fair again. And he goes to the stand to get food, like a full meal, which makes me watch him eat it.
Oh my!
And says,
"I don't even offer her anything to drink."
No, nothing.
I mean, was she thirsty? I've been walking around. It's probably I don't know the time.
A couple hours, at least an hour.
Yeah.
because they do all this walk. Like,
Get her a lemonade. Fairy
yeah,
lemonades are awesome.
yes. Um, he says I don't pay until the third day. At this point, I really wanted to leave, and I didn't just to be nice. Also, whenever he would eat or we were talking, he would always complain about his toothache that he had the entire time in all caps. So just
Oh.
imagine walking around with this boy child, you know, eating like he was a 4-year old with his mommy's credit card, eating all this stuff, complaining about
Oh.
his tooth the whole time.
Oh my
Like, boy,
gosh.
if you weren't eating
I
so much
wouldn't. I
sugar.
wouldn't have found out because I wouldn't have went.
No,
I would have left. I'd be
exactly.
like, I'd say I have a headache and I'd leave.
No, sorry, bye.
The thing is, I would never use that as an excuse for nothing, but I would if
Mhm.
this was the situation.
Dude, I would too, and I don't even have headaches. Like,
You're like,
that's
ooh, ow.
ow, concussion all of a sudden. Bye. I was very much fed up with it all. Towards the end of the night, we were leaving, and he wanted a deep fried Oreo before we left. So we were walking over.
Valid.
Yes, deep fried Oreos, I will vouch for constantly. And he wanted deep fried Oreos before we left. So we were walking over to the stand and we waited in the line. After that, I told him I needed to use the bathroom. So we go to the bathroom. He holds my stuff. And when I go out, he has to go too. So I hold all of his stuff. When he gets out, he tries to call me princess. I was even more disgusted. Don't call me pet names when you were a douche all night.
Oh,
We finally walk to our cars, and he does a gentleman thing. He walks me to my car because we parked about 2 rows away from each other. He watched me get in my car. My car bounced for a second, and he made a snarky comment of, "Dang, all that weight of you lowered your car," and that pissed me off so much.
that's
We go our
terrible. This guy sucks.
yeah, like was he raised by a pack of wolves?
Like,
Like,
you're mean.
dude. Well, after that, I was so mad about everything that happened. I text my best friend and tell her. She gets mad and asks for his snap. I give it to her, and they have a conversation. She's going off on this man, and he just acts like he was in the right when he wasn't at all. We got into an argument, and I said, "At least I wasn't talking about my toothache the entire time."
Oh,
And he responded with, "Maybe you should try saying something about what I can't change and you can change." Telling me I need to lose weight, but also I had braces in middle school, so I do believe you can change your teeth.
oh,
And that's it.
oh. This
I,
poor girl. I don't think I
the
would date
way
again. I think it would break me.
the way that I would literally, like, when he's showing me all these hoes on his Snapchat, I would take his phone and chuck it
Or
at his
like throw it on the
face.
ground and like just smush it with your foot. Like
Literally.
let all the feminine rage out on my feet.
Or like he's says some snarky remark about my weight, me getting in the car, I'd make sure his hands in the crack, and I'd just slam the door shut.
Yeah.
Like, dude, no.
But again, like before they even started anything, whenever they went into the thing,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to see the animals, and he said
Saying,
he already called her a
I
cow.
already called her a cow.
That is like red flag, like number 17
The
probably. And
way I would embarrass him.
the way I wouldn't even go in after that, I'd
Exactly.
I'd go out and I'd just leave.
Yeah.
Like they're
Men are disgusting. Well, some men, not all men
some
are
men, not
disgusting.
not all men. Hey,
Hi.
but I would literally say that is not fun at
No.
all for anybody.
No. What are you doing? Ah. Love you too, Jonathan. Um, do you want to read one of the ones you sent me?
I can. I forgot. I was like, let me get my phone. Is the
Good for you.
camera okay? So
Is the game.
this is the next one that I wanted to. Um, I know. I know. I just wanted to. Oh, okay, not that one. Okay, here we go. So it's short, but I, I figured we would read
Mhm.
it. I couldn't find like the long ones. I don't know how you did that.
Oh, I did some
And I don't
sleuthing.
remember what I looked up on Reddit because I am new to Reddit.
Mhm.
So I don't know what I did. I just typed in crazy date, and then it popped up with stuff.
Mhm.
So this says it's 7 months ago. I like that if it's timestamps. That's
Mhm.
cool. I went out to lunch with a man. Okay, red flag number one. You shouldn't have done that.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding. Okay, his phone kept ringing and he kept ignoring it.
Hmm.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
but after so many times he took the call. Someone wanted to know where he was. He told them, said he'd be there a little later, apologized, said he couldn't come right now, just give it an hour or two. He told me he forgot he was supposed to help his neighbor with something, but it could wait.
Hmm.
20 minutes later, his baby mama showed up with three kids, yelled at him about forgetting what time he was supposed to pick them up, she called me too pretty to be wasting my time with him,
Oh
and left
my.
the kids in the restaurant.
Oh my
Very
god.
classy.
Oh my god.
I wonder how she found the right restaurant. She did you a huge favor. Oh, that
Oh,
was somebody saying that. Okay.
oh my god.
Is that not crazy?
The way she just popped up and be like, hey, this is your kid, you deadbeat dad, you
Yeah,
know?
that's insane. Because I mean, I don't know why, but when I was reading that, I imagined them being at a Waffle House. Because isn't that like Waffle House energy?
That or a Denny's, one of the two.
Like, oh my gosh. But I mean, he did tell her where she was.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, since that one's short, I'll read this other one too.
Dude, that's
It's a
crazy.
little longer. Okay. So, this is also 7 months ago.
Oh
Man,
wow.
7 months ago must have sucked for these people. Okay, here we go. This is what Teddy said. It was a first date, okay? I was having a lovely time chatting with him online. We lived
Mm-hmm.
about 2 hours apart from each other and we decided to meet in a small town he recommended that he visits.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to take a risk and head up to the town. Don't worry, my location was on the entire time and a friend on standby to bail me out with a simple panic call to get me out or check if I was
Mm-hmm.
alive.
Which,
That's a good friend.
a very good friend.
When we finally met in person, it was just dot 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 awkward.
Yeah.
He hardly said a word. Oh my gosh. Okay. And all we did was sit in a cafe and just awkwardly people watched. I kept trying and trying to strike up a conversation, but it kept failing. Shoot. It kept falling flat. And then he dropped this line. You look very beautiful.
I
Aw.
mean, that's
That's
sweet.
sweet, but I'm scared of where this is gonna go.
Yeah.
I didn't read this one all the way through. And I jokingly said, "Oh my gosh, stop it. You're just being nice," in a very obvious playing
Mm-hmm.
manner. Even did the whole pretend to that. What? Hold on. My brain, like, malfunctioned. Even did the whole pretend to that, like, call. Okay. Like, she's basically explaining, like, oh, stop like that.
Yeah.
But she's
Aw,
explaining it weird.
quit.
Anyway. He then looked at me and said, "See, it seems like you have a lot of confidence issues, which is why I'm finding it hard for a connection." I was flabbergasted. That's mean!
It seems like you have a lot of confidence issues, and that's the reason we're not clicking. Not the fact that I've been mute this whole time.
You're the devil.
Oh
Oh
my
my gosh.
god.
Mouth to the ground and eyes widened. 5 minutes later, my friend made the emergency call and I bailed. I was so confused and felt like I was punched in the mouth. I was the one trying to make a conversation and anything I could do to keep the date going. Bless your heart, girl.
I feel so bad, but
Oh my
also,
gosh. Call in. Are you good?
yeah, like that's a that's a punishable offense.
That
Like, I'm
literally,
sorry.
like, you deserve to be hung by your toes.
Like, I'm sorry we don't have chemistry, but also I've been mute this whole time, so it's not my fault. It's yours because you have confidence issues.
That is terrible. Because what if that was generally something she struggled with?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, and I know some people have issues taking compliments,
Mhm.
but like she didn't say.
Like you're lying. Stop.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
she was kidding.
You're like, huh? Quit. Don't say that.
Like, that's cute. She was trying to be cute and flirty,
Uh-huh.
and then you turned it into a therapy session, and I just think that's very uncalled for.
No, it's a first date. Like, not a first appointment. You know, like, excuse me.
Why did I also picture this one in a Waffle House? Do I want Waffle House?
Hey, I love a Waffle
I
House.
do too. Ugh.
I imagine this one being in like a Starbucks in the middle of the like in the middle of a city,
Okay.
like, cause there are people watching.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed us reading Reddit stories for the first time.
Yes, it's something that we really want to start doing, like as a segment
Mhm.
on the podcast, because it's really fun and interesting.
But also, if there's something you want us to do that you would like to see, just leave a little suggestions in the comment section.
Also, I know that there's going to be several parts in this episode, and it's going to be a little choppy,
Mhm.
but things happen, technical difficulties, but we will deal with it.
We're gonna make sure it's not this way next week.
Yes. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. But make sure that you guys listen to us on our audio platforms, which is Apple Podcast, Spotify, and we will be on YouTube for you that would like to watch the video version.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching so much. Make sure you're following our personal pages as well as our Bestie-in-Laws pages. But with that being said,
We'll see you
okay,
next week.
we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.